1945 didn't just end World War II, it created the modern world. Most people learn World War II as a battlefield story: Hitler, Churchill, Roosevelt, D-Day, tanks, bombers. But underneath the military conflict was something much larger: a complete restructuring of global finance, industry, energy, and power. When the war ended, Europe was devastated. Its industrial base had been shattered. Its economies were bankrupt. Its empires were collapsing. Meanwhile, the United States emerged from the war as the dominant industrial and financial power on Earth. And that shift changed everything. In 1944, world leaders met at the Bretton Woods Conference to design a new global monetary system. The US dollar became the center of the global economy. The dollar was backed by gold. Other currencies were tied to the dollar. And because the United States controlled enormous industrial output, energy production, manufacturing capacity, and global trade routes, the dollar became the foundation of modern global finance. Then came the Cold War. The United States massively expanded defense spending, industrial production, intelligence operations, scientific research, and infrastructure development. The interstate highway system, suburban expansion, defense contractors, mortgage finance, mass industrialization. The modern American economy was built during this period, and housing became one of the central pillars of the system. 30-year mortgages expanded, suburbs exploded across the country, cheap energy, highways, and mass automobile ownership reshaped how Americans lived. Real estate became deeply tied to credit expansion and long-term debt financing, and for decades the system worked. But then something changed. In 1971, the United States ended the gold standard. The dollar was no longer directly tied to gold, and from that point forward, the global financial system became increasingly debt-driven. Credit expanded rapidly. Financial markets exploded in size. Wall Street became more powerful. Globalization accelerated. Manufacturing moved overseas. America shifted from an industrial economy toward a financialized economy, and asset prices began to soar. Stocks, real estate, debt markets. Housing stopped being viewed primarily as shelter and increasingly became a financial asset class tied to liquidity, interest rates, and monetary policy. That's why understanding the modern economy requires understanding the systems underneath it. World War II didn't just reshape borders. It reshaped global finance, reserve currencies, industrial production, housing, infrastructure, energy, and the structure of modern American life itself. And now, another major transition may be beginning. Artificial intelligence, energy constraints, reindustrialization, semiconductor manufacturing, supply chain restructuring, power infrastructure. The world may be entering another period where industrial capacity and infrastructure matter more than financial engineering alone. And that's one of the reasons Arizona is suddenly becoming strategically important again, because history doesn't move randomly. Economic systems evolve in cycles, and once you start studying history through the lens of infrastructure, energy, finance, and power, you start seeing the modern world very differently.